Hi everyone, this is Bianca. I'm here again with Be Fit for Health video. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the coronavirus, the COVID-19 issue that we're all facing. And, I know a lot of us are freaking out a little bit, maybe panicking here and there, maybe having some anxiety attacks. I'm here to tell you guys it's going to be okay. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a psychic either. I'm not here to tell you I know everything. But I am here to tell you that, like everything else in life, this too shall pass, and we will be stronger and better for it. That's just my little positive hoo-ha for you guys. What I want to talk about today is what we can control. And what we can't control is what we do for our bodies and what we eat, what we do as far as rest, things like that. And I want to talk about the immune system. And the immune system, what happens when you get sick, what the process is of your body, and what you can take to build up the immune system. And I'm going to try to make this as short as possible because I know I can go on for at least a half an hour on this. So as far as the immune system is concerned, the process in which what happens to our body when you get an infection is really amazing. Our body is so intelligent. It's got this natural intelligence about it when it comes to the way that the cells communicate with each other, the nervous system communicates with each other, the way the brain and the body is connected. If something happens to your body, you don't even know that it's automatic. Your body has a resistance to any type of negative response. And what's happening with us is that when you get an infection, you don't know you have it until you get the symptoms. And that's where your immune system is working. And if you get these symptoms, that means your immune system is good. Like, for example, you get an infection, the brain gets the message, the brain then goes, okay, everyone, let's recruit all the cells that we know that's going to combat this. Let's go to the T cells, the B cells, the cytokines, and the other cells that are out there for this particular type of combat. And they go out there and they find these viruses or bacteria infections, and they try their best to get rid of them through the lymphatic system. Really interesting. Very simple, seems like, but it's instantaneous. So then after that, the brain then lets the body do its thing, but in order for your body to do its job well, it has to slow you down. So how does it slow you down? This is where the immune response comes to play. Your immune responses are fever, increases your body temperature, and most viruses don't live through high temperatures. So that's why even with this COVID-19, they're saying higher temperatures are good for you. That's why they say go in the sun, get some vitamin D, but also the sun heat is good for killing some of those viruses. And then you also get the sniffles, you get a cough, you get fatigued. So it's your body telling you, slow down, rest, let us do our job. And if you are able to deal with the symptoms, it's better not to band-aid it with certain types of medication if you can. But of course, I am not saying do not take your medications. I am not saying don't listen to your doctor. That is not where I'm going with it. I'm just talking about how the body does its thing and how resilient it is to do its job. It really does know what to do. And it is very resilient in getting rid of most of the viruses or bacteriums that you acquire throughout your life. Every single day we're in front of some kind of a bacteria. There's staph and strep all over. I mean, if you touch something, you're going to have staph in your hands, believe it or not. That's why they say don't touch your face with your hands, because there's bacteriums in your hands all the time. You have your natural flora, and then you have things that are I'm going to say this wrong. Basically, you got foreign objects on your hands as well from other entities, like your tables or your workplace. You might put your hand on something, or the escalator when you're going to the mall. There are bacteria on there all the time that your body is always fighting off. So it's got the ability to do so. I will remember that name later after we're done with this video. So anyways, moving forward with that is, so you can take a medication and will subdue the symptoms, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will get rid of the virus or the bacteria. So it is just a temporary band-aid, but your body still in the background is doing its job in fighting off the viruses. So it's really important to remember that your body is resilient and it can overcome, unless you have an autoimmune issue like I do with fibromyalgia, where you have chronic inflammation and you have maybe more toxins in your system than you would like just because of the free radical damages that it causes. And free radical damages are constant. I mean, you get oxidative stress, and oxidative stress is basically your internal body rusting from the inside out. So if you cut an apple in half and you open it up and leave it out for the oxygen to hit it, it turns brown, right? That's stress, oxidative stress. So when you eat, when you exercise, when you do things that are stressful for the system, there's more oxidation, meaning there's more free radical damage. And let me tell you guys, per day, your body makes 300 sextillion free radicals in a day. So if you take a 1 molecule of vitamin C, it binds with 1 molecule of the free radical, it binds, vitamin C kills it, and it gets dislodged from your system, right? That's just one. So you still have 299 sextillion free radicals to fight off. How do you do that in a bigger scale? Well, I am going to share with you guys some supplements. I'm not selling anything. This is stuff that I'm taking because I have fibromyalgia. And the only reason why I'm able to do what I'm doing without being on medication for fibromyalgia is because I've got a system down for me that I'm taking based on my research and science and some of the companies that I know that do well with fighting free radical damages, free radicals at a high level. So I take those supplements, and I'm going to share that with you so you guys can do your own homework and come up with your own solution. But here's that information. In like 1 minute, I'll come up with that for you. So your bodies fight off these viruses and bacteria through its natural immune response. And some of the things that can weaken your immune system, just so that you know, is poor diet, sugar. Sugar's in everything. Sugar is actually poison for your body. It actually slows everything down, including your immune system. So try to lessen your sugar load. Don't take as much. If you can take stevia instead, or honey, or agave or something like that, it's still sugar, but it's not as potent as white sugar. Try to stay away from white sugar products and white flour products. Those aren't good for you either. Sleep is another thing. If you don't sleep, your body can't reboot, and your body needs that to reboot, especially your brain. Your brain needs that time to close up shop and let itself rest, and then come back to life in the morning when you wake up. It's like your computer. You reboot it, right? You turn it off and you turn it back on because it's reloaded a lot of things. It's downloaded a lot of things, and it needs to basically assimilate it and put it into a place where it can make sense for its database. Same thing for us. We need to reboot our system by sleeping as many hours as we can. 7 to 9 hours is what the experts tell us to do. Okay, another one is toxic load. That can come from your medication, come from your environment. It can come from other stressors in your system. And if your body can't get rid of the toxins, it just stays in your system. It can cause havoc in your body. That's why, and I'm sorry to talk about this, but eliminating your waste from your body is important, because that is also toxic in your system. So it's important to do so. Another thing is staying away from the stress mindset. Try to think positively, because when you're stressed, your adrenal glands get worked, and the hormone that's produced is cortisol. And cortisol isn't our friend. It's our fight or flight program. And when you're in a fight or flight program, your brain and your body doesn't think about healing. It thinks about, how are we going to take care of this emergency that we're under? It's afraid that something wrong is happening to our system, so it might produce more pain in your body, more inflammation in your body. So it's not really good to be in the stress. Try to do things that are very calming, whether that be watching movies that aren't as stressful. I mean, what you see, your body perceives it as maybe reality. I don't know. Maybe do some meditative work, maybe do some exercising, because exercising is good. That's another thing that they say is important, because exercise produces endorphins. Endorphins are components that make your body happy and healthy. So you want to stay in that mindset of being calm and let your body be in a place of healing versus emergency. Yeah. And the last thing is, try to do things that are not going to cause inflammation in your body if you can. Some things are out of our control. Like for me, it's out of my control. If I'm stressed out emotionally or physically or mentally, my body does get a flare up, and I have to deal with it. And I try to do things to calm it down. And sometimes there are things that you can take to a supplementation, like for example, turmeric or ginger. You can take things that are going to calm your system down more. Drink more water. Water is a given, right? Water is basically in our body. 70% of it is in our brain. The rest, 80% of it is in our brain, and 70% of it's in our body. We need water to sustain life. It's very important. So water, water, water. Yeah. And then another thing that's really important too is making sure that you eat foods that are not processed. Yeah. Talking about sugar, but also processed foods, fake foods as I call it. Those are things that are in canned goods that can live up to 10 years in a can without it being spoiled. That's kind of not really healthy. You want to try to eat as much fresh foods as you possibly can. And I know some things can be very expensive, but we can go around it and figure out how we can do that. You can even buy frozen vegetables and frozen fruits. Those are usually really good for you. They're not processed. I just want to find ones that are says organic if you can. That would help out a lot. And immune boosters. Here's where the supplements come. So there are things that you can do to boost your immune system. And what I usually do is I work along with a company called USANA Health Science. And why did I join them? Because I really found the integrity of the company to be top-notch. Consumer Labs votes them the #1 best supplement company in the world when it comes to the quality of their supplements, and I can attest to that. They have a technology in their supplements where it's called cell signaling, and what that means is they were able to put into their vitamins and minerals and some of their other products a technology where it can activate these enzymes called catalase and SOD, which is in your DNA, and release them back out into your system to fight free radical damage. And we were talking about how many we make a day. Well, what that means is by taking these kinds of supplements, which is called a NERV2 or an mTOR protein enzymes, your body is able to combat 1 million free radicals per second, 24 hours internally. So I still take antioxidants, but I also have my own natural body's antioxidant in my system fighting and combating the free radical damage, which slows down the aging process too. You don't want your cells to age or die because it can't fight off the free radicals that are in the cell or whereas the outside the cell as well. So when you're 20 up to 20 years old, your body naturally has these enzymes floating around your system. This is why you can work out and not be as tired the next day. This is why you can go out and party the night before and not be as tired the next day. But as we get older, that shuts down. After 20, that shuts down, and that's when the aging process starts to increase and go at a faster rate. So if you can reboot that and get that back out into your system where you can fight free radical damage and lower the oxidative stress levels in your system, you have a fighting chance also to bring down the inflammation and also allow your body to start healing, which is fantastic. And that's what you want to do. So what do I take? I have left my vitamins in the other room, but there's 2 bottles of these. This is the mineral, and the vitamin is in here. I take 2 of these in the morning and 2 of these at night. It's called Cellsential. This is the core mineral one. It's got the little green tab there, which a little circle that shows you that it's got the technology of the cell signaling. And it works with cleaning out the cells and keeping the cells healthy and keeping that motor, the mitochondria, optimal so that you have energy sustained from that cell. Another thing that I love to take is my Hepssil DTX. Now this also helps the liver clean out and detox, but it also allows the liver to process and release glutathione. And glutathione is your master antioxidant in your body. And this is something that your body produces, but as you get older, you get less of. So you want glutathione in your body. It really makes a big difference. So Hepssil DTX is what it's called. And another one that I love to take is my calcium, vitamin D3, and magnesium. And magnesium is a major component in the muscle contractibility. It is so important to have magnesium in your body, especially for women. We need it to help us with our bone and help us with our muscles. So vitamin D3 helps us with the bone, and calcium helps us with the bone, and vitamin D3 helps us with the muscle contraction. So it's really, really important. Magnesium is really crucial to most people. Another one that I take is Provflavanol C. This also has grapeseed extract, and grapeseed is really good for your antioxidants as well. So it helps with inflammation as well. So this is really good, powerful vitamin C. I take 2 of these a day. Another one that I do love and I take is my immune booster from USANA. It's very potent. It's got, sorry, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of, maybe the focusing isn't right. Anyway, it's called Proglucamune. And Proglucamune is basically a product made with some mushrooms and some other components that are very good for immune boosting. So it has a lot of good stuff in here. It's got a lot of zinc, and it's just really one of those products that also does the cell signaling. It basically lets your cells know, like the cytokines, the T cells, the B cells, what it needs to do to stay healthy and strong. Okay, moving on. I do my methylated B12. I have a genetic disorder where I can't absorb folic acid, so I have to take certain B complex vitamins in a methylated form. That means it's already broken down to such a small degree that my body can't absorb it. So it's really, really good. So I do, with this one, I'm with Douglas Laboratories. They're another great company. Douglas Laboratories has got a great integrity as well. I love them. And then I also take my herbal remedies, and I'll show you these guys. These are great. I take black elderberry. This is really good for, for people who can't, their immune system is already compromised and they can't really take too many strong medications. This is a natural remedy. It's a fruit, and it actually helps build your immune system too. Another one is golden seal and Echinacea. And what I do with these little droppers, I actually put this in my tea. This is licorice root. Licorice root is, again, it's really good for system restoration. It's just phenomenal. So it does help with rebooting your body. And I do take a B complex as well. And the last thing, well, the last two things, besides taking zinc, I also take xanthocyantin. It's basically astaxanthin. I can't talk today for some reason. Astaxanthin is an antioxidant, but it does so much more. It protects you from the sun's UV rays. It does a lot of good things for your eyes. But this one particularly was designed to do much more. It's a very powerful antioxidant. And in fact, they just came up with a study that says that this product particularly can fight or is part of the treatment for coronavirus disease. I know I'm touching my face a lot, but I might wash my hands, so my hands are good. So basically, it hasn't been proven completely, but it has got the potential to. So again, it's all about getting rid of the free radicals and giving your body a chance to breathe from any chronic inflammation and things like that. So this kind of stuff is really exciting. The last thing I would say to all of you guys is there's another herbal remedy that I take. It's called Huma Herb. Huma Herb. I don't know if that's backwards or not. But what this company does is all natural organic products. It's got like black walnut and things like that in there, which actually helps to fight virus. So whenever I get like a canker sore or I'm feeling run down or something is wrong and I just don't have the energy, I'm thinking maybe I have some kind of viral something going on, I take one of these a day or twice a day, depending on what's going on with my body, and it just knocks it out. It's amazing. It's called Huma Herb. It's a family-owned business, and they send it to you just like this in a package like this with some explanation as to what the ingredients are and what it does and all that good stuff. So I will post a lot of this in writing in the video to share with you guys, and so that you can get a little bit more into the information. But the last thing as well is biohacking is another option. Biohacking is things that you would do outside of the body to bring in some form of balance into the system. I do infrared light with heat, and again, heat does kill viruses, and that's really important. And it just brings your body to a place of balance. Infrared is used for a lot of things, anti-aging. It helps to relax your muscles, any tight muscles you may have for recovery, things like that. Just think of things outside the box too to help you. I will try to keep you guys updated with some of the things that I do come across. Like I said, I have my own radio show, and it's on health, wellness, and medical. And I will try my best to bring you guys this information as well, just in case you can't tune into the show because I'm here in Hawaii. I will try to relay some of the information over to you through this channel. So thank you for your time. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy, stay positive. Just want to say aloha from Hawaii. Thank you for spending the time with me. Bye.